Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, in Taiwan, city volunteers in New Taipei City are tending to foreign labor workers who are victims of a recent blaze. As a part of our celebration of the 15th anniversary of DaAi TV, we go behind the scenes to see the hard work that goes into broadcasting news. And generous donors followed city volunteers in Hualien as they deliver relief items to their care recipients. On January 1st in New Taipei City's Tu Tsin district, a Vietnamese labor allegedly murdered her girlfriend and set fire to his company's dormitory. Though the suspect has been arrested, the dormitory remains damaged from the blaze. Some foreign laborers escaped the fire without taking any belongings, and to help them, city volunteers bought boxes of second-hand clothes.
Do you have any men's jackets and pants? Please check it for us, jackets and pants, all right?
To help the 30 foreign laborers find suitable clothing, Tzu volunteers Cai Shuzhi is busy calling for help.
We are trying to find clothes that fit you. The supplies may not be enough just now, but don't worry, we'll bring more soon, as other Tzu brothers and sisters are trying to find more supplies.
On January 1st, a homicide and arson was committed in New Taipei City's Tu Tsin industrial zone, damaging an employee's dorm. As some foreign laborers had no place to go, their employer sought out Tzu for help.
Upon receiving the news, we went to survey the damage. The employer said they needed warm clothes and clothes.
The over 20 volunteers took on different tasks. Some brought clothes, pants, and jackets, while others went to the district office to pick up sleeping bags, and others cooked ginger tea to keep the victims warm.
They have to stay at the community center temporarily. After drinking the ginger tea, they'll feel warm and have a good sleep.
Drinking their cup of ginger tea, these foreign friends cannot help but feel the warmth and love of Taiwan.
On a lighter note, in China, city volunteers are continuing to bring warmth and love to elderly residents this winter. Volunteers visited Dongguan Zhongtang Nursing Home, where they sang for the residents, as well as help them exercise through a series of activities. While in Guangzhou, volunteers offered free haircuts for seniors to give everyone a fresh look for the coming Chinese New Year.
Knowing that the volunteers will soon be visiting, the residents here were already out and about waiting. Among the activities planned for today were free haircuts. Although they lack the equipment of a barbershop, volunteers make up for it by their enthusiasm and patience. Even with the simple buzz cut, volunteers are careful to do a good job. Among the volunteers here today is Li Zhuoshen, who sells hair salon equipment for a living.
This prevents the hair from falling inside your shirt. These paper collars are not free, but since my company makes these things, they donated some so they could use them here today.
While over at a nursing home in Dongguan, volunteers put on a performance of Cantonese songs for the residents' youth. And one resident even performs her signature song. After singing, volunteers encourage the residents to do some simple health exercises that invigorates both the body and mind. Thanks to the volunteers and their visits, these seniors are enjoying a lively new year.
City volunteers around the globe are holding year-end blessing ceremonies before the Chinese New Year. In China, at Fujian's Xiamen and Zhangzhou, among the 2,500 residents at the blessing ceremonies were many City scholarship recipients and their families. In Kunshan City, Jiangsu Province, volunteers mindfully decorated the venue and even made 600 chair covers to keep the participants warm throughout the event. And over in Shanghai, at the Tzu Changfeng Liaison Office, one volunteer, Xie Haiying, shares a story of the changes she has made since joining Tzu. Let's take a look. In front of her friends, Xie Haiyin is always a strong person. However, after getting divorced, she was under immense financial pressure.
You probably see me as a positive person, but in fact, at home, our family atmosphere is very tense. I hit my son, and when I scold my mom, the whole floor can hear me.
It was not until Xie started taking part in Tzu Ji's events that she realized her mistakes.
My parents gave me this body, yet I drank alcohol to run away from my problems. I never did anything good for the society and blamed others for everything. I felt I was never wrong.
Here at the Tzu Ji Cangfeng Liaison Office in Shanghai, every participant has a story of their own.
After the divorce, I've been taking care of my daughter on my own for 15 years now. There are so many poor people out there, particularly in Shanxi. Every time I see those people on TV, I am moved to tears.
Through seeing those less fortunate, residents realize their blessings and are all grateful for what they have. Meanwhile, in Jiangsu province, volunteers work together to ready the Tzu Ji Kunshan chapter for the year-end blessing ceremony. Some volunteers put up posters to introduce the NGO, while others fill the venue with flower decorations. As there's no heater inside the chapter, volunteers are providing chair covers to keep everyone warm.
We started making these chair covers the day before yesterday, and we completed them yesterday. There's 600.
To show her support for Tzu Ji, a clothing factory owner helped make the 600 chair covers. And inside the kitchen, one can see volunteers working together to cook delicious meatless dishes.
It's like the master said, if we want to save our planet, we have to go meatless.
Hoping to spread the goodness of vegetarianism, volunteers put their hearts into making some 600 lunch boxes.
We want to make it delicious and healthy so that more people are willing to try it.
Despite the area being hit by a cold front, local residents enthusiastically arrived to participate. And volunteers also seized the opportunity to promote Tzu Ji's work in the area. Upon receiving their red envelope from the Jingzhou Boatmasters, residents all hope the year ahead will be one of peace and harmony. Also holding year-end blessing ceremonies are Tzu Ji volunteers in Fujian's Xiamen.
Ever since I came into contact with Tzu Ji's uncles and aunties, I've received so much care and love, and slowly I'm becoming more positive as well.
Over 2,500 participants arrived to attend the three ceremonies. Among them are many Tzu Ji scholarship recipients and their families.
Coming here today, my wish is to become a volunteer. I want to help others like how I have been helped and spread the love and spirit of Tzu Ji to more people.
In Fujian's Zhangzhou, one participant, 7-year-old Sen Yuekai, speaks of his New Year's resolutions.
I want to protect the animals and not eat meat. My sister and I want to give a little of our love.
Residents are all deeply moved when watching a video clip showing Tzu Ji's work in Zhangzhou over the year.
This is my first time participating in such an event. And as I watched the program, I broke down in tears. I am deeply inspired. I think I will start sorting recyclables. Even if I am just giving a little, I can help others.
With every person making a difference, together the world will be a better place. In Taiwan, Tzu Ji volunteer Chen Chonglie was a gambler and alcoholic for 40 years. After taking part at a Tzu Ji recycling event, he was able to commit himself to getting rid of his bad habits. Later, he officially joined Tzu Ji and has been donating the money earned from selling vegetables to Tzu Ji as a gesture of his gratitude.
Catching each bag of recyclables is Tzu Ji volunteer Chen Chonglie, who was once an inveterate gambler and alcoholic.
Before joining Tzu Ji, I had many bad habits, like gambling and drinking.
Chen was once a heavy gambler who would even sneak out at midnight to gamble. In his 40-year gambling career, he bought millions of dollars in debt, and it was not until he met Tzu Chi that he quit gambling. Turning from a gambler to a volunteer, Chen is thankful for Tzu Chi and his wife's support. He has even used his income from selling vegetables to help his wife become an honorary board member of Tzu Chi.
I used to squander money in gambling. Now, with this donation of $1 million NT to Tzu Chi, I can help society.
In the early days, Chen's wife always complained that she was unlucky to have married Chen. Now Chen is making up for his past mistakes as the couple take on the Tzu Chi path together.
As DaAi TV is celebrating its 15th anniversary this year, today we take you behind the scenes to look at the broadcasting and production teams that make up our station's news program. DaAi News not only brings international coverage to its viewers, but also offers a diverse range of topics such as the environment, health and social issues.
What to display on screen and which captions should appear, all has to be done without any hesitation. With a live broadcast, all the nuts and bolts should be on point. Once you go live, there is no turning back.
喂，你好，欢迎收看DaAi午间新闻。新闻开始，先来关心您手机的上网速度，您觉得满意吗？
The well-dressed news anchor shows poise that reflects the clean and upright image of DaAi News.
DaAi News is known for its timely and accurate coverage. They have also taken the ruthlessness out of their media and made it more moderate. So my impression of DaAi News can be summed up as quick, moderate, and accurate.
Established in Taiwan with a global outlook, what distinguishes DaAi News from other stations is the exclusion of what other commercial TV station views as news. In an era in which the field of media is full of competition, DaAi News has chosen a path where the end goal is to purify people's hearts.
There are a lot of stories of compassion and goodness which we can find on DaAi. I think the mainstream local TV news stations lack international focus, whereas DaAi has more of a macro view. It offers diversity from social efforts around the world to recycling and environmental issues.
Giving more focus to international news with timely reports on natural disasters and medical efforts, by reporting on the beauty and kindness of humanity, DaAi News distinguishes itself from other TV news stations. What DaAi News stands for is not its ratings, but its commitment to bringing truth and goodness to its viewers.
Staying on the topic of DaAi TV, in its 15 years of broadcast, the media station has and continues to inspire people from all walks of life. In our next report, we meet a recycling volunteer, Guo Yongxing, who developed bad habits after a failed surgery. Luckily, after tuning into DaAi TV one day, he decided to change his ways. Now, with his new outlook on life, he's safeguarding the planet and devoting himself wholeheartedly to Tzu Chi.
I was miserable. I wasn't able to sit. It felt like my life was dragging. I didn't want to leave.
Speaking about what happened to him when he was 28, Guo Yongxing recalls he was ill-tempered and unhappy with himself.
He would often use foul language.
When my family needed me the most, I just withdrew where I should have been a dad or a husband. I was a good-for-nothing person.
Losing face, Guo retreated inside his house, where the yellowing of the walls are remnants of his days as a smoker.
All my husband would do then is chew betel nut and chain smoke.
Losing the will to live, Guo shut himself inside his house for 20 years, doing nothing but watching TV. Then, 2 years ago, when disaster struck Japan, something also shook Guo awake.
When I was watching DaAi TV and saw Master Zheng Yan speaking to us, her words brought tears to my eyes.
Now, Guo has turned around completely. He is not only a model husband, but has his temper under control. In his spare time, he even reads Jingsi aphorisms. Sansi District in New Taipei City is where Guo safeguards planet Earth.
These tourist areas should be spotless clean. If there is a cigarette butt, it just won't be right, and I want to pick it up. Glass bottles and plastic bottles, they don't degrade, so I pick them up. I can't bear to see them clog up at the ocean. These 3 parks and 7 trash cans are all in my cleaning area. It's my duty to make these rounds. Not only will I find recyclables, sometimes I find many things that can be saved, like CD discs or CD holders.
Now, his hands are used to protect the land and animals instead of destroying them by smoking or eating.
I've eaten seafood all my life, but now I'm repenting my ways to make up for all the animals I've eaten.
Now, because of DaAi Television, Guo has a renewed lease on life. In May of 2011, he was certified as a recycling volunteer.
He had back surgery, but he is still willing to come help out at the recycling station. He can't bend over too much, but he still offers to do many tasks around the place.
He knew he had to quit all his bad habits like alcohol, smoking, and chewing betel nut before he really entered our Tzuji's family. When the couple found out one of their neighbors had mobility problems, they started helping out by preparing meals for her.
A confused path now awakened. In doing recycling, Guo Yongxing has learned the true meaning of life.
In Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteer Li Meiyu, who have gained wisdom and happiness through Tzu Chi, was not successful at getting her husband to join her. Following the advice of other Tzu Chi brothers and sisters, Li invited her family to watch DaAi TV. After 2 years of watching Tzu Chi's program, her husband, moved by the organization's humanitarian spirit, finally decided to walk the Tzu Chi path. At 7 p.m., the family of Li Meiyu sits down to watch DaAi News. Learning of Tzu Chi's humanitarian efforts, her husband, Xie Zhenyu, decided to take on the Tzu Chi path.
To be honest, I'm really moved by DaAi TV.
I myself cannot influence my husband alone, but I can turn him to DaAi TV and let Master Zheng Yan influence him.
Many news stations report negative news. Only DaAi TV has quality international news and reports the truth.
Learning of Tzu Chi through DaAi TV, Xie later joined study groups and volunteer training seminars. And through his participation in the water repentance performance, Xie also learned to control his temper.
Now, if I lose my temper and talk to my family in a bad way, I will say sorry to them later.
Watching DaAi TV together also improves the couple's relationship with their son.
My son says he feels blessed to live in this country and to have this family. He is thankful for having parents like us.
The recipient's family is not well off, yet he still dedicates himself to helping others in need. It makes me feel that this world is still full of love.
Under the influence of DaAi TV, Li's family finds blessings and happiness. Staying in Taiwan, but we move to Hualien, some members of the public who have witnessed Tzu Chi's charity work over the years decided to donate to the Buddhist NGO in hopes of extending their love to help the underprivileged families. Recently, Tzu Chi volunteers took a group of residents on home visitations to deliver aid supplies to their care recipients.
Together with Tzu Chi volunteers, members of the public arrive at this care recipient's home, bring much-needed daily supplies and blankets to fight the cold weather. This small but kind gesture warms the hearts of these recipients.
We aren't so familiar with the many social welfare groups in the area, but we're thankful and grateful to be able to help, and I wish them plenty of happiness.
Hong Xiuqing and others entrusted the donations which they canvassed to Tzu Chi volunteers. Tzu Chi volunteers then took them along to deliver relief supplies in person to the care recipients' homes. For Hong and many others, it was a whole new experience.
It's just a small gesture at this year's end. Following the volunteers, I realized that helping others is not so difficult.
For these members of the public, the relief supplies may be a small gesture, yet for the disadvantaged, it makes this winter like no other.
In the United States, North Carolina, Tzu Chi volunteers have been cultivating blessings in Raleigh for the past 10 years. Every year when they hold Buddha Day celebration or year-end blessing ceremony, a large-scale venue needs to be rented. To provide everyone with a suitable place to hold such events, Tzu Chi volunteer Liu Meifeng and her husband Wang Xiongsan offered a workshop on their farmland as the local retreat.
In North Carolina, Tzu Chi volunteers in Raleigh have been spreading Tzu Chi's philosophy all around for the past 10 years. In such, a suitable retreat center is needed to hold meetings. Thus, Tzu Chi volunteer Liu Meifeng and her husband Wang Xiongsan decided to donate their farmland workshop, and the official Raleigh Retreat Center was established last March. Recently, Tzu Chi U.S. Headquarters CEO Huang Hankui visited to bring his blessings.
In changing our daily habits, we can start with what we eat. If we eat healthier, then we will lead a healthier life. That is where blessings begin.
No matter which country they are in, Tzu Chi volunteers continue to promote the Eat 80% Full campaign.
We go to Thailand at the end of our program, where the Hoa Chu Chala Prakhet University recently invited Tzu Chi volunteers to hold a tea gathering on the school's campus. Tzu Chi volunteers not only introduced the Buddhist NGO, but also showcased DaAi technology products, which the teachers and students were both impressed. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.